Hey friends, and welcome back to week 2 of the Pantry Challenge. It is January 9th and we are starting this week off a little different. I had mentioned at the end of last week's video that Sam had a work party for Christmas and he was sent home with a lot of leftovers. So they ordered in from a local barbecue restaurant for his work. So he came home with chicken wings, beef tips, and 2 taquitos. And then potato salad, macaroni salad, and a little bit of garlic bread. So the whole point of the pantry challenge is to make sure food's not being wasted. So we are going to get this heated up in the air fryer and we're gonna have these yummy leftovers for dinner tonight. For breakfast today, Sam and I both had banana bread that we had made yesterday, which was Sunday. So we just had banana bread for breakfast and coffee, and then for lunch we had the chicken, sweet potatoes, dates, apple salad combination that we had made yesterday for meal prep as well. So we're eating through a lot of the leftovers, but so far we're doing really well. Hey friends, and welcome back. It is currently Wednesday and we are getting going on dinner. Last night we had leftovers, and then today for breakfast we're all out of the banana bread, sadly. Sam and I powered through the banana bread. It was so good. We're gonna have to make some more. But I had yogurt and granola for breakfast, and then for lunch had the chicken sweet potato salad type thing. So I'm feeling very hungry. We actually laid out a pork roast that we had gotten, oh heavens knows how long ago. So we decided we needed to get that out of the freezer. And I was sitting here thinking today, I never cook pork. I don't know what to make with pork. So I started Googling recipes and I decided I'm gonna make like a sweet pork burrito salad type thing. If anyone's been to like a Cafe Rio, I'm gonna try to like copycat their sweet pork. So we're gonna get going on that. We only have a little bit of lettuce left, so this is gonna be one of our final days of salads. So we're just gonna make the best of it. So it's currently 7 o'clock, so we have to get dinner moving here quickly. So I'm going to take the pork roast and I just quartered it up. I'm gonna add some quartered up onions. And then the recipe that I'm following said a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1.5 cups of Coke, not Diet Coke, regular Coke. And for some reason, Sam and I just so happen to have Coke. We don't really drink soda or anything, but we lucked out with this one. Okay, so I put 1 cup in. Here is our 1/2 cup. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of garlic. And a pinch of salt. Put the lid on, set it to seal, and then put it up to 60 minutes. All right, we are making our dressing now for our salad. So in here I just have about 1 cup of cilantro. I'm gonna add in a pinch of salt. About 1/4 cup of olive oil. 1 clove of garlic, a teaspoon of honey, about 1/8 cup of lime juice, maybe a little more, and then just a little bit of coriander. And see if we can get this to blend. That's really good. I'm gonna add just a little bit more lime, a little bit more honey, a little bit more olive oil, just so I can stretch it a little bit. All right, next we're making the sauce for the pork, so the sweet sauce part. So I have about 10 ounces of red enchilada sauce. This is just our homemade enchilada sauce. I can link a video that has the recipe for that. This is the rest of our Coke. I'm gonna do a half a can of green chilies. And then the recipe calls for 1 cup of brown sugar, but that feels aggressive, so I feel like I can always add more. So I'm just gonna start with that. We're gonna put the lid back on. And blend it till it's smooth. Whoa! Let's give that a quick taste test and see if we need more brown sugar. That's good. I think I'm gonna just throw in a few more green chilies. We like it spicy, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of this can, so I'm gonna add in the rest of the green chilies and like 1 more spoonful of brown sugar. And then mix that up. Our sweet pork should be done. I'm gonna go ahead and vent it. Watch your face. And I did let this natural release for about 15 minutes. Okay, it says to dispose of this cooking liquid, so I'm gonna dump that out. And then shred the pork. You could definitely use like a food processor or something for this if you had a lot of it, but we don't have that much, so that's perfect. Wow. How good that looks. Now let's add in our sauce. Give it a quick mix. And then we're gonna put it on high pressure for 5 minutes. Hey friends, it is Thursday evening and Sam is out of town until the end of the week, coming back very soon, but that means I am in charge of making my own meals and making meals for 1 for the next couple of days. So for breakfast I had yogurt and granola for, I think, we are getting down to the last of that, so we're making great progress there. For lunch, I had leftovers of the sweet pork dinner that we had last night. Oh my gosh, it is so good. If you're trying or thinking about making any of these recipes, I highly recommend the sweet pork, and it's really good over the salad or the lettuce because it kind of helps break it up. So good. So for dinner tonight, because it's just me, I am going to be making one of the most simple dinners ever. So we have some of those brats in the freezer. So I defrosted brats. We have tomato sauce from 2021 garden that we are wrapping up. So I'm just going to boil some noodles and put that over. And then I have some pre-cut, I think, bell peppers and maybe onions that we can put in there as well. So I'm gonna get those all chopped up, get them cooked. I love doing like a one pot meal when Sam's gone just because it's really easy, less dishes. So let's get those all moving along. All right, in this pan, I'm gonna cook my noodles. That way I can lay them lengthwise and they can stay long. And then over here, we're gonna fry up our sausage and vegetables. There's our dinner. All right, friends, it is the end of the week. It is Friday night, and today was really the day of leftovers. I had yogurt and granola for breakfast. I had the sweet pork burrito salad bowl thing again for lunch today, and then I had leftover sausage and spaghetti for dinner. But I genuinely love cooking. I just find it to be really relaxing, and it's something that I do for fun. So I didn't really cook today. So I was feeling like whipping together some brownies. So I thought I would take you along with me to get those made up. I am actually leaving to go out of town for the weekend. So this will be the end of the week here. So let's get our brownies made so that we can celebrate the end of the week together. And then I will jump in and give you a quick recap on this week. All right, so into our bowl, we are going to add 2 eggs. And I would normally crack these into a separate bowl, but again, store-bought eggs still, so I don't need to do that. I'm gonna wash my hands. We'll give those a quick little beat. Then I'm gonna add in a 1/2 cup of avocado oil. The recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. You all know how it goes around here. We'll probably double that. Maybe a little more. This is that homemade vanilla that we made together. And then 2 tablespoons of water. All right, next we're gonna add in our dry ingredients. So here I have 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour. I have 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time. I have 2/3 of a cup of cocoa powder and 1/2 cup of powdered sugar in there. And then here I have 1.5 cups of granulated sugar and about 1/2 cup of chalk chips. Mine are dark chocolate. Gonna mix that in. And it's okay if our chocolate chips break up. They're really big, so I want little pieces incorporated into the brownies. I'm gonna give it a good spray. Sam always laughs at me because I always forget to prepare my baking pans before I cook in them, and then I have catastrophes, as I'm sure you could imagine, when it comes to baking. So every single time I remember to spray a pan or butter a pan, I think of Sam and I'm like, boy, he would be proud, and he's not even home right now to be proud of me. Okay, get this all cleaned off. And the recipe did say the batter was going to be thick, and it looks thick. You can see that. And I will link this recipe down below if it's good. I'm on the mission to find, I'm really not like a baker. I never make desserts, which I think would surprise you based off of how my pantry challenge is going. But I really just kind of don't make a ton of like sweets or bake a lot. I need to get a more sturdy spatula, hold on. Alrighty, there we go. So I really don't do a ton of like baking. I try to be relatively healthy with my cooking. Some days are better than others, but I'm kind of loving this. Like, it's been a fun change, and I really am trying to find the recipes and tweak some of the recipes that I find to make like my perfect version of desserts. So this has been fun. Any of the successes I will share with you. I will say I have mastered snickerdoodle cookies, and that banana bread was phenomenal. It was gone so quickly. So I do make banana bread often, but these types of desserts I don't. I'm gonna switch back to the little spatula. Boy, this is really thick batter. I don't know. I'm no brownie expert, but this doesn't feel, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, and the pan did specifically say use an 8x8, not a 9x9. If you use a 9x9, you'll burn them. So I'm following directions. Mostly I just lucked out that I have an 8x8. But I am going to go ahead and put this in the oven for 40 to 48 minutes. I think my oven runs pretty hot, so I'm gonna set a timer for 35 and then we will check it. All right, you guys, brownies are done. I will say it's not the most beautiful brownie because you were supposed to let them cool for 2 hours. Who has that kind of self-control? I let this cool for about 2 minutes, so I will let it sit while we chat and do a quick recap on this week's pantry challenge. So, like I mentioned, I'm heading out of town for the weekend, and Sam and I will be staying with some family members, so pantry challenge will not happen over the weekend simply because we're not home and we have people that are kind enough to let us stay with them, so I'm not going to inconvenience them or bring all of our own food. Honestly, we are doing really, really well. We still have, I'm seeing some squash behind you, apples and oranges, and 1 avocado left for produce. Lettuce is pretty much gone. We have carrots, carrots, and Brussels sprouts still in the fridge though. So we're doing pretty dang well when it comes to fresh produce. I will say the one thing that I am missing is like snacky type foods. I really have been craving, I'm like a chip girl. I love chips, love them. So I am craving Cheez-Its. So I think we might try to make those together sometime during this pantry challenge. But overall, this has gone really great. It's been super easy, and I really appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. I'm excited to see what we get into next week. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing so you don't miss next week's pantry challenge. And thank you guys so much for taking your time out of your day to come hang out with me. I will catch you next week, and hopefully we get into some exciting meals. Bye, friend. Whew. Really good, really hot.